Perfect, full of juice. We'll get back here as we go through the flat. When you get back to this point, you start getting into some of that point up under the flat. That's
okay, I have to stop it right there. My friends, real talk. This was a lot of work, 16 hours, but look at that beauty. Actually, I have a question to all of you. Anyone watching ever tried brisket? If so, how good it was from 0 to 10? And if I need to bring this to the cooking show, I will, by the way. Leave me a like right now, because I will do it. I'm gonna buy a smoker, maybe today. Oh boy. Today I'll be reacting to how to make the most famous meat in America, smoked brisket. My friends, I'm so excited for this one. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. Is the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description. And let's play it. Oh man, look at that brisket.
welcome back to How to Barbecue
Hey,
Right.
my friend.
I'm Malcolm Reed. Today I'm going to show you how I do a low
Okay, sorry, my friends. By the way, I believe this man is a legend because even back in the day, I'm talking about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I remember searching about barbecue in America and the videos of this gentleman end up popping up all the time. So I'm assuming he's a legend in the barbecue community. But the reason I'm actually reacting to this video is because I want to bring smoking stuff to my cooking show. Of course, I need to buy a smoker, and this is where you can help me. My friends, I have two options. Tell me which one is the best. My friends, this is the first option. I was looking at this. I can find this in my city. In America, you guys call this green egg or something. It's a camado. I think this is really good for smoking stuff. It's like 700 euros, or I can buy this one. This is basically a smoker also, but using pellets. It's a bit more expensive, but maybe for me to start going with pellets instead of wood would be a better idea. Honestly, leave me a comment. Tell me which one you guys think I should buy. Even easier for you. Number 1 for the Camado. Number 2 for the pellets one, because I'm really not sure. Let's go back to the video. Actually, let's run it back a bit.
Hey, welcome.
Okay, you guys can see pellet grill brisket. That's why I'm also watching this video, because I want to see if using pellets the result can be good.
Hey, welcome back to How to Barbecue Right. I'm Malcolm Reed. Today I'm going to show you how I do
Hello,
a
my
low
friend.
and slow whole brisket on my pellet grill. Now the key to this one is keeping those temps low so we get maximum smoke on it. It's really going to build that bark. It's going to be a long cook, but the reward is worth it. You know it's going to be good. Let's get to cooking. So I'm starting with the whole brisket today, and this one weighed almost 16 pounds. I saw it at the grocery store, certified
Ooh, Angus beef.
Angus beef brand. I know it's a good brisket, so I put it in the basket. The first thing I'm going to do is get it trimmed up because I need to get some.
So, my friends, I have no idea how much this piece of meat will cost me. Can someone give me an idea? Is this like what? $50? $100? I mean, I know it will be crazy, but how much more or less, if you guys had to guess?
Some of this thick fat off of it. Always start with this thick vein of fat that's over on the side. You can kind of pull it back with your hand, work it a little bit, then use your knife to remove it. Then any of the oxidized meat around the edges, the gray stuff, you want to take that off. I kind of round out the flat, take a little bit of the thin side off, and it shapes out this flat right here. You can kind of see the way the grain's running. You know it's going to make some beautiful slices when it's cooked. Now for the point, I also expose a little bit of it. We flip the brisket over and then take off the thick areas of fat. You can take off a little more on the point end because it's marbled, but on the flat end of the brisket, I want to leave about 1/4 inch of fat. And that's all there is.
Okay, so we take the fat from the top, we leave the fat on the bottom. Man, my friends, please tell me, when I try this, I know my brisket will be a bit of a mess. It will be my first try. I'm still learning. Promise me that you guys will not make fun. Because I will try my best, but I know this is, you need multiple tries to find the perfect spot, right? Actually, anyone watching ever did a brisket? If so, leave me a comment also, my friend.
On the flat end of the brisket,
But by the way, I really want to try this because I think this is the ultimate thing you can make when it comes to smoking stuff.
want to leave about a 1/4 inch of fat. And that's all there is to trimming this brisket. It's pretty easy. We're ready for some seasoning now. So I'm going to flip the brisket over. The first thing that I'm hitting it with is some hot barbecue rub. You could use whatever favorite brisket rub you have. I really like the hot because it has a little more pepper, a little bit less sweet. And it's going to give a nice barbecue color on the outside. That's where the mahogany is going to come from. You want to make sure you get the edges. Brisket's a big cut of beef. It can take a lot of seasoning. Now I'm also going to give it a little bit of texture, a little bit of extra salt and pepper using my TX rub. You don't have to go as heavy with this, especially on the bottom side. So we'll be cooking it fat down. That looks good. We're going to pat that in. Now I'm going to flip the brisket over and we're going to do the same thing to the flat side. And this is the side that I'm going to keep up the entire cook. First it's going to get the hot rub.
Fat goes down.
Nice layer. Pat it in just a little bit, just so it sticks to the meat. There's no binder here. We're just letting the beef hold it. Coming back with some of that TX texture, baby. I like that. That's going to make that bark look good. Also patting it in lightly. Now that's it for the seasonings on the outside of this brisket, but it's not ready to go on the pit yet. I really want them to have time to work on the surface, to kind of melt in. That's what's going to absorb flavor. It's going to help us make a good bark, and it's going to make a nice smoke ring. Now this is going to be a low and slow cook, so I'm going to put it on the pit overnight. Now the smoke's going to get all around the brisket on the pellet grill because I'm going to keep it about 195 degrees until it's time to wrap. I plan to put the brisket on at 11 p.m. and wrap it the next morning. So I'm going to take it inside and it's going to get a rest for a few hours. It's been about 3 hours since I've seasoned the brisket. It's time to fire up this Traeger pellet grill. First thing you want to do is make sure you have plenty of pellets if you're going to let it run overnight and get some sleep. I'm filling the hopper all the way up.
Yo, but if I use, instead of pellets, I use wood, do I have to wake up in the middle of the night?
So I've got the Traeger.
See, this is why pellets may be the best thing for me, my friends. Again, number 1 for the Kamado, number 2 for the pellets. You guys decide and I will buy one of those.
Run overnight and get some sleep. I'm filling the hopper all the way up. So I've got the Traeger turned to 195 degrees, hit ignite. That's gonna give us a nice slow smoke. And actually on mine, it's got a feature for super smoke. Gives it even more, so I'm gonna engage that too. And it doesn't matter what pellet grill you're cooking on. If you're running at 195, it's gonna give you a nice low, heavy smoke. That's really what's gonna put the flavor on this brisket. All right, so the grill is at 195 degrees. Perfect temperature. It took about 20 minutes for it to come up.
You know what's crazy? I believe this grill is the same model, not the same model, but at least it's the same brand as the other one I was showing to you, my friends.
Not long at all. So now it's time to put this brisket on. We're just gonna set it on the rack, kind of form it up the way you want it to cook. We're just kind of bunching the flat up just a little bit. Got the point pointed over towards most of the heat comes from. It's pretty much in the center of the grill. I'm gonna get the lid closed. We're gonna put this brisket to bed. I'll be back to check on it at about 7 a.m. All right, the brisket's been on for 8 hours. You can see here
8 hours, my friends. Let's see it.
on the grill, we're still setting right around that 195 degrees. I wanna open it up, and I know it's gonna be time to wrap it. Let's see what it looks like after 8 hours. It's turned dark, it's kind of swole up some. This is exactly what I would expect from a good brisket. Let me get it off here to show you. You can see the way the bark's set. It's got beautiful color now, starting to render down. So I'm gonna get it over to
Honestly, but normally brisket tends to be a bit more black on the top. Is this because it's made with pellets? Maybe the smoke is not as powerful?
the cutting board. We're gonna wrap it up in butcher paper. So I've just got some butcher paper pulled off here. I pulled off 2 layers and kind of overlapped it. And all I'm gonna do is bring it up and over the brisket. And we're just gonna tuck it in best we can around the brisket. You want it kind of tight. The other side, we're just gonna bring up, do the same thing. Tuck it underneath the brisket. And then for the sides, it's real easy. All you have to do is tuck them right under. We've got it wrapped up nice and tight. Before I put it back on the pit, I'm gonna go ahead and get my meat probe in it. I've just got a ThermalWorks dot going right in the center part of the flat. You can feel when you go in, you wanna go about halfway
Look at all the technology that Americans own.
down. And we're sitting on about 150 degrees internal after 8 hours of cooking. That's right where I expected it to be at this point. So I'm going right back to the rack, oriented the exact same way. It's gonna run my probe wire right out the door. And at this point, I can turn the heat up some. I'm gonna crank it up to 250 degrees and we're gonna let it finish out right there. When this brisket hits about 202, it's gonna be ready to come off. All right, it's been a little over 8 hours. I've had this brisket wrapped on my pellet grill. You can see it's finally hit 200 degrees internal. Now I haven't messed with this brisket the entire time it's been wrapped. I put it on at 11 p.m. last night, wrapped it after 8 hours, another little bit over 8 hours in the wrap, so it's been 16 total hours. And then I am gonna verify it with my thermopin just to make
Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay, the meat really needs to be good.
sure it's feeling right. Oh man, that's like butter. Like,
Well, friends, for the people that ever tried brisket, from 0 to 10, don't put numbers because it will be a mess because of my initial question, but write the number. From 0 to 10, how good is brisket? Is this even better than ribs and pulled pork?
butter, look at that, 200. I know this point end soft. Oh yeah, 205. That's perfect. It feels good picking it up. That paper did its job. And I'm gonna set it in a dry cooler. And I'm gonna put a lid on it. And I want it to hang out for a
Wait, is that a special box?
minimum of an hour. I'm gonna let it go 2 hours. Then I'm gonna unwrap it, slice it up, and you know I gotta try it. It's been a long cook on this low and slow brisket, but I know it's gonna be good. So after this 2-hour rest in the cooler, it's finally time to see how our brisket turned out.
Let's go.
About to run out of daylight again, but I gotta get this brisket unwrapped.
Okay, my friends, this is the time.
Sides.
16 hours to smoke this piece of meat.
This is
But
the
is
moment
this
of
good?
truth. When you pull one out, and let's just see what it looks like. Look at that beautiful bark. I mean, it's sitting in this paper. It absorbs all that
Holy
moisture.
sweet
It's
potato.
got a little jiggle to it. That's what you want to see, that brisket. That means
Jiggle,
it's
jiggle,
loose.
jiggle, jiggle,
Let's
jiggle.
pick it up, move it off the paper, set it on my pan here. I can get this out of the way. Paper did its job. It protected that brisket, but it let
Perfect.
it make this bark on it. So now let's slice
Paper
this
do your
dude up,
job.
see how it turns out. First, I'll take the tip off. See if it's got a smoke ring. Y'all tell me, I can't see. Oh yeah, that is
Look at the
beautiful
ring.
right there. Just gonna cut it into some nice flat pieces, about a 1/4 inch thick.
Oh
That's how you
my.
want a brisket flat slice. I'm gonna pull one out here, see if it's tender. I mean, look at that.
That
That's a
looks
clapper right there,
beautiful.
Jack.
Oh.
Still screaming hot. I see it smoking. Is it
Try
gonna
it.
pull apart? That's the pull test. That pulls perfect. Now, this
It's
is a pellet
perfect.
brisket
Ooh, I have
with the
something on
smoke
it.
ring. Bark on
Sorry.
the outside, just like a stick burner. How's it taste?
How good?
That tastes like money. Woo. Even that fat on the bottom, that's delicious.
What type of money? Dollars or euros?
It's cutting perfect, full of juice. We'll get back here as we go through the flat. When you get
Oh,
back to
that's-
this point,
oh
you start
my
getting into some of that
God.
point up under the flat. That's
Okay, I have to stop it right there. My friends, real talk. This was a lot of work, 16 hours, but look at that beauty. Actually, I have a question to all of you. Anyone watching ever tried brisket? If so, how good it was from 0 to 10? And if I need to bring this to the cooking show, I will, by the way. Leave me a like right now, because I will do it. I'm gonna buy a smoker, maybe today.
where all that juice is in it. Now to get the burn ends, I'm gonna cut them off this end, this little ridge that we trimmed out. We'll lay that over, come back,
Burn ends is trash, right? You don't eat that.
and I can cut it into cubes. Make some delicious little morsels of burnt end.
Never mind, they are delicious.
That's big enough to half right there. I can get some doubles out of it. You don't think that burnt end's got some juice to it? Look at that. I gotta try that.
Try it.
My goodness, that melts in your mouth right there. That's the fattiness of that CAB brisket. Now for these fatty slices, you want to turn the brisket. We're gonna come back across the grain here. There's another good burn in piece.
I'm not even joking, my friends. This may be the most American video I ever saw. And I love it.
On the edges, true burn ends. This isn't no fake burn ends here. And then you can slice it as thick or as thin as you want on the point. But I'm going about the same width as the
Why the cut is different at the end, my friends? Because not the first time I see people doing this with brisket, but I don't understand why they what is going on. The meat is a bit more tough here, maybe.
slices. So you get some of that fattiness. Knife glides right through it. That's beautiful.
That's
You know, I'm gonna
beautiful.
try that point. It's really
Yo, they use this knife. This knife seems really bad, but everyone uses this knife. My friends, I ask 100 questions per video, I know, but can someone also explain me why they use this knife?
my favorite part of the brisket.
How good.
I tell you what, low and slow on the pellet grill takes a long time, but man, is it worth it. Hey, thanks for checking us out today at How to
Thank
Barbecue
you, my
Right.
friend.
If you like what we're doing, subscribe to our channel. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and at the end of the week, Shell and I will talk about this brisket, all the other delicious stuff we're cooking on our weekly podcast. Y'all can give that a listen too. We'll see y'all next.
Okay, my friends, show him all the support. Tremendous, tremendous video. I was already aware of this gentleman, like I said, because when you search for American barbecue, he's all over. So I assume a lot of you guys also recognize him, right? But yeah, thank you so much. See you guys in the next one. Bye.